The East Malaysia Railway has not been built yet, and Malaysia has sent another billion-dollar order, wanting to exchange projects for technology? After the construction of the Dekong Funan Canal in Cambodia started, it once again stimulated other Southeast Asian countries, especially Malaysia. While China helped to accelerate the construction of the East Malaysia Railway, the Singapore-Malaysia high-speed rail project was once again put on the agenda. Immediately afterwards, Malaysia once again sent a billion-dollar order to China, but this time it seemed to want to exchange projects for technology. So, facing Malaysia's request, can China agree? Let us take a closer look in this video. The groundbreaking ceremony of the Gombak station of the East Malaysia Railway project was successfully held a few days ago. Malaysia said that with the joint efforts of China and Malaysia, with the help of China speed and advanced technology, this East Malaysia high-speed railway will race against time and be completed as soon as possible. In other words, Malaysia has been looking forward to this railway for a long time, especially after witnessing the opening of the China-Laos Railway and the Jakarta-Bandung high-speed railway. The huge benefits generated have made Malaysia impatient. The full name of this East Malaysia Railway is the East Coast Connection Railway, and its starting point is Kota Baru on the north side of Kelantan, Malaysia. The city is adjacent to the Gulf of Thailand in the north, located on the east bank of the lower reaches of the Kelantan River, and is only about 16 kilometers away from Narathiwat province on the Thai border. It is an important town on the Malaysia-Thailand border and an important transportation hub in northeastern Malaysia. The railway goes south from here through Kuantan and then west to Port Klang. Port Klang is located on the west coast of the Malay Peninsula, between Penang and Singapore. The port is about 38 kilometers northeast of the capital Kuala Lumpur and is the largest port in Malaysia. The south side of the port is adjacent to the Strait of Malacca, which is equivalent to the midpoint of the Strait of Malacca, so the shipping value is huge. In 1882, British colonists began to build railways in the central and western parts of Malaysia to transport tin, which further promoted the construction and development of Port Klang. During the First and Second World Wars, the status of the Strait of Malacca quickly emerged, and Port Klang continued to develop. In the 1960s and 1970s, due to shipping needs, Port Klang further deepened the water depth and berths, and built docks for handling containers and traditional goods. In 2004, Port Klang once became the 13th busiest transshipment port in the world, and in 2011, the cargo throughput ranked 16th in the world. This East Malaysia Railway connects the important ports of Malaysia on the north and south sides of the Malay Peninsula, and passes through many key cities in Terengganu, Pahang, Negeri Sembilan and Selangor along the way. The total length of the railway is 688.3 kilometers, with a design speed of 160 kilometers per hour for passenger trains and 80 kilometers for freight. This railway is equivalent to a land transport line built on the north bank of the Strait of Malacca. Once completed, it can share part of the cargo transportation in the Strait of Malacca and reduce the transportation pressure in the strait. In 2016, Chinese companies successfully won the bid for this railway project. According to the plan, the civil engineering part of the railway line adopts Malaysian and other international standards, and the line adopts Chinese standards. The following year, the railway officially held a groundbreaking ceremony in Kuantan, Malaysia. As of 2021, the 1,107-meter-long Terengganu-Bejia Tunnel has been officially opened. This is also the first tunnel in the East Malaysia Railway project to be fully opened. Immediately afterwards, in May of the same year, the 871-meter-long Longyun Tunnel was also opened. In 2022, Tunnel Number 11, Tunnel Number 18, Kuantan Tunnel, etc. were also opened one after another. In May this year, the East Malaysia Railway officially held a groundbreaking ceremony for the 4-electric system project. As of June this year, more than 180 kilometers of track laying has been completed. This also indicates that the railway is getting closer to its official opening, and it is expected to be completed by the end of 2026. As the construction of the East Malaysia Railway is getting faster and faster, Malaysia has immediately sent new orders to China. Recently, according to a statement issued by the Malaysian Ministry of Transport, it plans to purchase new passenger trains from China through leasing. According to Malaysia's plan, the first phase will be implemented between 2024 and 2027, purchasing 62 sets of new passenger trains. The cost is expected to reach 17.2 billion yuan, and the plan is to repay it in installments over a 30-year lease period. The actual cost of train maintenance, repair, and operating services will be determined after negotiations with China are completed in the near future. From a formal point of view, this is a new way of China-Malaysia transportation cooperation. For Malaysia, as the construction of the East Malaysia Railway is gradually advancing, it is indeed necessary to consider supporting equipment such as trains after opening. But at the same time, Malaysia has also put forward new conditions. The first is to hold more shares in the CRRC production base in Hutan Gajah or other related entities in the country. Secondly, Chinese suppliers need to meet at least 40% of localization requirements, including technology transfer and talent training. This Hutan Gajah CRRC production base is China's first manufacturing base for rail transportation equipment industry, opened overseas. The base also has the manufacturing capacity to build urban rail, high-speed rail, electric locomotives, light rail, subway, and other vehicles. After landing in Hutan Gajah, Malaysia has become the first country in the entire ASEAN to have the manufacturing capacity of rail transportation equipment and supporting products. Over the years, CRRC Juzhou Electric Locomotive Company Limited, which opened the CRRC production base, has actually opened several subsidiaries in Malaysia, of which more than 90% of the employees are from the local area. The company has also trained thousands of relevant technical talents for Malaysia. But now, Malaysia hopes that China can help them train more outstanding talents and, more importantly, put forward requirements such as holding and technology transfer of related industries. The new cooperation between China and Malaysia on supporting facilities such as train EMUs, including the establishment of a new cooperation mechanism after consultation between the two countries, is very reasonable. After all, according to Malaysia's goal, it hopes to achieve 80% of the railway track utilization rate in Malaysia on the Malay Peninsula by 2030 and increase passenger train services to 299 sets. This means that Malaysia will need to continue to purchase trains from China in the future. If the cooperation between China and Malaysia goes smoothly, most of the train orders will still be given to Chinese companies. This is a gradual and long-term cooperation for China and Malaysia. In addition, the Singapore-Malaysia high-speed rail project has been put on the agenda again. If nothing unexpected happens, the project is likely to be handed over to China. In this case, Malaysia's conditions for long-term development, such as training talents or meeting at least 40% of localization requirements, are actually understandable. But if you want to control the shares, you still need to show more sincerity. After all, China-Malaysia cooperation must strictly adhere to the principles and concepts of mutual benefit and win-win cooperation. As for the transfer of technology, it is actually understandable. After all, with the ability to independently develop high-speed rail, you will no longer need to ask others for help in the future. But the key is that in recent years, China has cooperated with South Asia, Southeast Asia and other countries in infrastructure projects, and the plans, funds, and construction are basically supported and helped by China. China is also sincere in teaching basic engineering construction talent training or basic technology learning and exchange, construction experience sharing, etc. within a reasonable range. However, the core technology of high-speed rail belongs to the country's strategic resources, which is related to the country's interests and industrial security. China cannot easily transfer it. Vietnam had previously requested China to transfer some technology to build their north-south high-speed railway, but China did not easily agree. Malaysia now also wants to exchange projects for technology, and China is unlikely to agree. After all, high-speed rail technology belongs to China's national strategic core technology. On the other hand, from the perspective of the entire Southeast Asian strategic layout, Malaysia's East Malaysia High-Speed Railway is not a core transportation line. Moreover, Malaysia's own strength is limited. Even if it obtains technology, it is difficult to independently produce and develop it with its own industrial chain. In addition, once China meets Malaysia's technology transfer requirements, there is no guarantee that there will be no technology leakage and other problems in the future. Therefore, China still needs to consider carefully when Malaysia proposes technology transfer requirements. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for more great content. See you next time.